It's about so many layers to make everything work and make it feel like it's this gigantic production. It's very fun. Hi, my name is Robert Rodriguez, the director of We Can Be Heroes, and the story is about a group of super kids with superpowers where the kids have to break out of the safe house bunker that they're in to protect them and keep them safe because they know aliens are coming.
Oof, then we're definitely getting out of here, and so we're gonna need your access cards, like now.
I do a lot of my own visual effects supervising, coming up with how the effect's gonna be done. I'm also the editor, I'm also the cinematographer. You have to kind of do all those different jobs in order to have everything come together and work to where you don't break the illusion and you make it feel believable that the characters are doing everything.
Climb as fast as you can!
I needed a tall building, so that bottom area was actually at my studios in Austin, and then this was in City Hall because it has this great tall ceiling that could go all the way up for them to float. They're on wires, and now we can only take them as high as the first 3 people you see floating here. So those top 2 people you saw floating, that's just a repeat of the first 2, and I just put them up and changed their hair color digitally. Now for this part here, when the kids climb, I have a safety wire to help lift them up. For a wide shot like this was shot against the green screen, and I only filmed 3 kids at a time. I shot them separately and added them in. The bottom few kids that you see, that was a different pass. They just climb up a couple of steps, and I put it all together. Kids love filming this, they love doing action, but when they see the effect, they are totally on the same page and realize, oh wow, I know that it gives them a tremendous confidence, and they go at it with a lot of gusto.
Why don't you get back in line? Oh no! She's got shark strength!
I do it in pieces, so all she has to do is flip that guy and put up her fist, and then I cut. I don't make them go through the whole choreography. That's when you can misstep or slip or trip, and I'll make it in slow motion to make it look like you have just tremendous shark power. And then we put the stunt guy on a wire and pull him all the way towards that basket. He doesn't have to land in the basket because I know I can cut, move the camera closer, and then just have him jump into it and sit down. When Noodles whips his arm around the guard, it's all about just physical acting. So I just work with him on pretending his arm is long and extending it a certain way so that when I add the extension, it looks like he's really whipping it. And then when we extend it with visual effects, it looks like he really wrapped his arm around the guy.
Noodles, stretch, make yourself tall!
Greetings, fellow grown-ups.
I had this idea that he's gonna grow tall, so all he's doing is right there when he pushes his hand through the jacket, he's literally just, we have an oversized jacket and he's just pushing his hand through it. In editing, if I just show the hand coming through the sleeve, it makes you feel with sound effects like his arm is growing longer, but it's not. And then for this, we had an inflatable balloon in his chest to kind of stretch out his chest. He had his jacket up over his head, and then he just straightens his body up and we pull the jacket down. Getting to make it look like he's growing, and he's not really growing. Simple $2 trick. And then in post, we visually effects make his face look like it's filling out, as if he's turning into an adult. And then I take his real voice, and with sound, I pitch his voice down really low, as if his voice has gotten deeper. When I edit, I always put sound effects in to see how the sound effect is actually telling you more than you're seeing. You're actually hearing something that you're not really seeing. Get them in on it so they can do the right physicality to match. Otherwise, that's where you run into problems later when you don't have the right action to really sell it. A lot of times I would show them the drawings that showed what action they would have to make and what the effect was going to be later. So I said, just look at your fist. If you just look at your fist, it's going to create a knot around your arm. You don't have to try and imagine where that is. If you just look at your fist, it's going to look like you're looking at the knot for me. And then you just have to swing your arm back and throw it out with a lot of power and stretch it completely out because I'm going to extend it. And if you do that body language, it'll really help sell. And then as soon as he steps out, he's now on green screen. We put wires on him to make it look like he's hanging from his long arms on a telephone pole and swinging his arms around, and we put wind in his hair to make it look like he's going really fast. That's why I love making these kinds of films. Movies is like a big magic trick, and actually it's just being really kind of clever. It's very fun. That's just why I love making these films. Thank you for watching, and please check out We Can Be Heroes on Netflix.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the Netflix Film Club channel to get our latest exclusive videos. Plus, hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.